Hey everyone, ready for a glimpse into the future?
Always up for a trip into the unknown.
Well, today we're going to be diving deep into CES 2025.
Ooh, CES 2025.
It is some really fascinating predictions about science and tech in 2025.
I am so ready.
So strap in because it's going to be a wild ride.
Let's do it.
Okay, first up, something that always kind of makes my head spin a little bit.
Okay.
Quantum computing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like the ultimate brain teaser, but
Yeah.
I keep hearing it's going to be a total game changer.
Absolutely. It's going to be huge. And the thing is,
Yeah.
it's not just futuristic fantasy anymore.
Yeah.
It's stuff that's already happening
Yeah.
with the potential to change everything from like how we treat diseases to how we explore space.
Right, so break it down for me. Like, how does quantum computing even work?
Okay, so you know how your computer uses bits, which are like 0 or 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so imagine a computer that uses these things called qubits,
Okay.
which can be 0, 1, or both at the same time.
Both at the same time.
It's like having a light switch. It's like on, off, or somewhere in between.
So what does that even mean, like, for me in 2025?
Okay, so think about it this way. You need a new medication.
Right.
And developing drugs, it takes years.
So expensive, too.
Oh my gosh, it costs a fortune.
Yeah.
With quantum computers, we could simulate molecules super accurately and design like hyper-targeted medications
Oh, wow.
in way less time.
So we're talking personalized medicine, like tailored to my DNA.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I guess those quantum computers won't be fitting in our pockets anytime soon, but
Probably not.
their impact's going to be huge.
Absolutely. It goes way beyond medicine, too.
Oh, really?
Like, think about AI.
Okay.
Quantum computing could, like, supercharge it.
Okay.
Make it possible to train models way faster, solve problems that, like, the most powerful computers today can't even touch.
Okay, now that's both really exciting and a little scary.
I know, right?
I mean, what happens when AI can learn and adapt like that?
Right. That's a good question. And then
Yeah.
there's the whole encryption thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we rely on encryption to keep all our online information safe.
Absolutely.
Well, quantum computers could potentially break
Oh, no.
a lot of the codes that we use today.
Oh, no. Should I be stockpiling offline journals and carrier pigeons?
You know, maybe not just yet.
Okay.
But researchers are working on new types of encryption that are like resistant to quantum attacks.
Okay.
It's like a cat and mouse game, but with really high stakes.
So quantum computing.
Yeah.
Powerful, complex, and comes with some pretty big questions.
Yeah, for sure.
But hey, that's what makes exploring the future so fascinating,
I
right?
really totally agree.
Okay, so speaking of fascinating frontiers, let's shift gears to something a little closer to home.
All right.
The human brain.
Oh, cool.
Remember the European Human Brain Project?
Yeah.
By 2025, we could have a much clearer picture of the brain's wiring.
I love this stuff.
It's like trying to map the entire universe, but it's inside our own heads.
Right.
What does having a more detailed brain map actually let us do?
Okay, so think about diseases, like really tough ones.
Okay.
Like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's.
Right.
They're just devastating.
Right.
And we're still trying to understand the root causes.
Yeah.
But imagine a genetic map
Okay.
that shows us those causes, like with incredible detail.
Oh, wow.
That could lead to breakthroughs in treatments and maybe even cures.
So we're talking personalized medicine again.
Yeah.
But this time, it's not just based on symptoms, but on the specific genetic makeup of your brain.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
And it goes beyond just treating diseases, too.
Oh, really?
Understanding the brain's circuitry could help us develop better ways to learn,
Oh, wow.
enhance our cognitive abilities,
Okay.
and maybe even interface with computers in ways we can only imagine today.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Interfacing with computers using our brain. Are we talking about, like, telepathic internet browsing?
Yeah. It might sound a little far out there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the research is moving in that direction.
Oh, wow.
Think about controlling devices with your thoughts or experiencing VR that feels like real life.
We're getting into some serious sci-fi territory here.
I know, right?
I have to admit, the possibilities are both thrilling and a little unnerving.
I agree.
Okay, speaking of technologies that blur the lines between sci-fi and reality,
Okay.
we can't forget about gene editing.
Ooh, that's a big one.
CRISPR, remember that?
Oh, yeah, CRISPR.
CRISPR-Cas9.
Yes.
Isn't that the one that lets scientists edit genes, like correcting typos in our DNA?
You got it.
Yeah.
And by 2025, these gene editing tools are going to be even more precise, more efficient.
Wow.
Think about it. Correcting genetic defects that cause diseases.
Right.
preventing inherited conditions from being passed down,
Mm.
or even enhancing certain traits.
Whoa, enhancing traits. Is that where things start to get a little ethically tricky?
Yeah, you're right. It's a really sensitive topic because the potential to cure diseases it's so exciting.
Of course.
But the idea of manipulating our genes for non-medical purposes,
Yeah.
that raises some serious ethical questions.
Definitely. It's like we're holding the keys to the building blocks of life.
Right.
We need to be incredibly careful about how we use that power.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered quantum leaps in computing, unlocking the secrets of the brain, and even editing the very code of life.
It's a lot.
But our exploration of 2025 doesn't stop there.
There's more.
Oh, there's so much more. You ready to blast off to the final frontier?
Always. Space exploration is just...
I know.
It's one of those things that just captures the human spirit.
Totally, Severy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So by 2025, we could be seeing some serious milestones
Yes.
in our journey to understand the cosmos.
Okay, tell me more.
So I've heard there's talk about a permanent human presence on the moon.
It's definitely on the horizon.
Really?
There's been like a resurgence of interest in lunar exploration, like with multiple countries, private companies,
Oh, wow.
all vying for a piece of the moon.
A lunar base.
Yeah.
So what would even happen there?
Okay, maybe not moon farms, but
Got it.
research and resource extraction are definitely on the agenda.
Okay.
Think about it. The moon, a stepping stone
Okay.
for further exploration,
Right.
testing ground for new tech, a
Yeah.
source of valuable resources.
The moon could become like this hub
Yeah.
for scientific discovery
Mhm.
and even economic activity.
The whole new world.
It's amazing.
Uh,
But what about Mars?
Mars.
Is a manned mission to the red planet still just like a far-off dream?
You know, it might be closer than you think.
Really?
Several space agencies and private companies are actively working on the tech,
Wow.
planning the logistics.
A human on Mars.
It would be historic.
It makes you wonder, what will it be like for those first Martian explorers?
Right.
Like, what challenges will they face? What discoveries await?
Yeah, it's so thrilling. Full of unknowns.
I know.
But that's what's so captivating about space exploration.
Totally.
Venturing into the unknown,
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries.
It's awe-inspiring, just
Mm.
looking up at the stars and knowing that we
Mhm.
might soon be leaving our footprints on other worlds.
Right.
It's incredible. Okay, and speaking of stars,
Mm-hmm.
there's another idea that could totally revolutionize our energy future.
What's that?
Space-based solar power.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, are we talking about giant solar panels in space beaming energy down to Earth?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Wow. Imagine harnessing the sun's energy constantly.
Yes.
Without, like, weather or nighttime.
No limitations.
It's crazy.
It's a game changer.
But how do we get that energy down to Earth? We're talking giant extension cords from space?
Huh. Not quite.
Okay.
Researchers are developing tech to transmit that energy wirelessly,
Okay.
using microwaves or lasers.
Wow.
It sounds futuristic, but the potential is huge.
Space solar power.
Yeah.
Clean, abundant, and it sounds like something straight out of Star Trek.
Doesn't it?
It just goes to show that sometimes the most innovative solutions are also the most unexpected ones.
For sure. And speaking of unexpected innovations, what if I told you that we might soon be living in a world where our buildings can repair themselves?
Hold on. Self-repairing buildings.
Yeah.
Like cracks in the walls just magically disappearing overnight.
It might sound like magic, but scientists are developing materials inspired by nature
Oh, wow.
that can actually heal themselves when they're damaged.
Really?
Think about bridges that mend their own cracks,
Oh, wow.
phone screens that fix scratches,
Oh.
or buildings that can withstand earthquakes with, like, minimal damage.
Wow, that's incredible. So how does it even work?
Right.
Are we talking like microscopic robot armies patching things up?
It's not robots, but it's just as fascinating.
Okay.
These materials, they're designed at the molecular level to respond to damage
Okay.
by triggering this self-healing process.
So it's like our own bodies. Like when we get a cut, our cells work to repair it.
Exactly.
So we're embedding the power of regeneration into the very fabric of our buildings and devices.
Yes.
Wow.
And the implications are huge.
Yeah.
More durable infrastructure,
Right.
fewer repairs,
Mhm.
less waste.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It really shows that the future is full of surprises.
Yeah.
And sometimes the most incredible advancements are inspired by the simplest things in nature.
Definitely. And we've only just scratched the surface of what 2025 might hold.
I know. It's so much.
There's countless advancements in fields like robotics, nanotech, biotech,
Wow.
all with the power to further transform our world.
It's mind-boggling to think about how all these different advancements could converge
Right.
and create a future that's almost beyond our imagination.
Absolutely.
But as we explore these possibilities, it's important to consider the bigger picture too, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about the wow factor of these technologies. It's about understanding their impact
Absolutely.
on society, the economy, our planet.
You've got it.
For example, the quantum computing. It's amazing to think about personalized medicine or super intelligent AI.
Right.
But how do we make sure those benefits are accessible to everyone?
That's a really important question. We need to think about equitable access, education, workforce development to ensure that everyone benefits.
Everyone benefits. That makes sense.
From these advancements.
And what about the potential downsides? I mean, we talked about cybersecurity risks with quantum computing.
Yeah.
But what else should we be thinking about?
Well, one big concern is jobs. As automation gets more sophisticated, there's a potential for job displacement.
Yeah.
We need to start planning now for how we'll adapt to a changing workforce and create new opportunities for people whose jobs might be affected.
So it's a reminder that technological progress, it isn't always a smooth ride.
Yeah.
We need to be mindful of the potential challenges
For sure.
and work to, mitigate them as we move forward. Okay, and it's not just about jobs either, right?
No, it's not. We also need to think about ethics.
Of course.
Like the ethical implications of these technologies.
Right.
Take gene editing.
Yeah.
The ability to manipulate our genes raises these fundamental questions
Yeah.
about what it means to be human.
It's like opening Pandora's box.
It is.
Once we have this power, where do we draw the line?
Exactly. And we need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical boundaries of gene editing.
I agree.
Like what conditions should be considered treatable?
Right.
What about enhancements?
Yeah.
These are really complicated questions, no easy answers.
Right.
They require careful thought from scientists, ethicists, policymakers, and society as a whole.
It's clear that these technological advancements, they're not just about science.
Right.
They're about values,
Yes.
ethics, our vision for the future.
Absolutely. And it's not just about what we create, but how we use it, like space exploration. It's exciting to think about a base on the moon or humans on Mars.
Yeah.
But we also need to be responsible stewards of those environments.
So it's not just about planting a flag and claiming territory.
No, not at all. We need to think about the environmental impact, the potential for contamination, the long-term sustainability of our presence on these other celestial bodies.
It's a delicate balance.
It is.
The drive to explore, but also the responsibility to protect.
It is. And that applies to all these advancements.
Okay.
We need to think about the unintended consequences,
the
potential for misuse, the long-term implications of the technologies we're creating.
It's a lot to consider.
It is.
But it's essential if we want to create a future where these technologies benefit all of humanity.
I agree. And it's not just about preventing negative outcomes, but also maximizing the positives. Think about space-based solar power. It could provide clean energy to the entire planet.
That's incredible. A total game changer. Are there any drawbacks to this, seemingly perfect solution?
Well, the tech is still being developed.
Oh, okay.
And there are challenges to overcome, like the cost of launching, maintaining these massive solar arrays in space.
Okay, yeah. And what about the impact of beaming that much energy down to Earth? Any environmental or safety concerns?
Those are good questions, and researchers are studying them to make sure it's safe and sustainable. But if we can overcome these challenges, space-based solar power could really be a key solution to our energy needs.
It's just fascinating to think about how something as simple as harnessing the sun could have such a profound impact on our planet.
Absolutely. And it's not just about solving problems. It's also about creating new possibilities. Like self-repairing materials.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one.
It's amazing, right?
It sounds like a sci-fi movie, but it's real.
It is real, and it could revolutionize so many things. From construction to electronics to medicine.
Oh, man. I can already imagine a future where cracked phone screens are a thing of the past.
Right. But it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
Imagine buildings that can withstand earthquakes. Bridges that last for centuries.
Yeah.
Medical implants that seamlessly integrate with the human body.
It's like we're entering a world where the lines between natural and artificial are blurring.
In a way, yeah.
Wow.
We're taking inspiration from nature and applying it to create new things.
That's incredible.
That can adapt, heal, and evolve.
Yeah, it's really amazing to think about the potential
It is.
for these advancements to improve our lives.
Yeah.
And make a more sustainable future.
Absolutely.
But it's important to remember,
What's that?
the technology is a tool, and it's up to us to decide how we use it.
Yeah.
And what kind of future we want to create.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we're standing here on the cusp of this incredible technological revolution,
Right.
what's the one key message you want to leave with our listener today?
Oh, just one. I would say the most important thing is to stay curious.
Okay.
Never stop asking questions.
Yeah.
Exploring new ideas.
Okay.
Imagining what's possible.
Yeah.
The future is full of potential,
Yeah.
And it's up to all of us to shape it.
Right.
With our curiosity, creativity, and our determination to make the world better.
It's inspiring to think about the power we have to shape the future.
It really is. And you know what? It's not just about these big headline-grabbing advancements either.
Okay.
Sometimes the most impactful innovations are the ones that tackle those everyday challenges and just, improve people's lives around the world.
That's a good point. We've been talking about these incredible breakthroughs.
Yeah.
But what about those smaller advancements?
Right.
The ones that are happening every day.
Yeah.
That maybe don't make the news, but they're steadily making our lives better.
Exactly. Like, think about the advances in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, personalized education.
Okay.
They might not be as flashy as quantum computing or space travel.
Yeah.
But they have the potential to really make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah, that's true. Progress doesn't always happen in these giant leaps, right?
No, it doesn't.
Sometimes it's the steady accumulation of small steps that lead to the most meaningful change.
I agree. And also, innovation, it's not limited to scientists and engineers.
Oh, that's true.
Everyone can be creative.
Yeah.
Come up with solutions to the challenges we face.
So you're saying even though we're not all rocket scientists,
Right.
we can still play a part in shaping the future.
Absolutely. Whether it's starting a new business or finding a creative way to solve a local problem or just being open to new ideas.
Yeah.
We all have the power to contribute to a better future.
That's pretty empowering to think about.
It is.
We're not just passive observers of the future.
Yeah.
We're active participants in its creation.
Yes. That's what makes this whole conversation so exciting.
I know.
And we're not just predicting the future, we're creating it.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the potential world of 2025 and beyond, what's the one thing you hope our listener takes away from this conversation?
If I could leave you with just one thought, it would be this. Embrace curiosity. Never stop asking questions, exploring new ideas, imagining what's possible.
Yeah.
The future is full of potential.
It is.
It's up to all of us to shape it with our curiosity, our creativity, our determination to make the world a better place.
Beautifully said. I couldn't agree more. Well, folks, that's it for our deep dive into the future.
It went by fast.
It did. We covered a lot of ground today.
We did.
From quantum computing to the possibilities of space exploration.
So much.
We've explored the potential of gene editing to cure diseases.
Yeah.
The promise of space-based solar energy.
That's a big one.
To power our planet.
Yeah.
And the incredible possibilities of self-repairing materials.
It's been a wild ride.
It has. It's been a whirlwind tour of innovation and possibility. And I hope you've enjoyed the ride as much as we have.
Me too.
And remember, the future is not something to be feared.
No.
Or passively observed.
It's something to be shaped and created.
So stay curious.
Yes.
Keep exploring.
Absolutely.
Never stop imagining the possibilities.
Never.
Who knows what incredible discoveries and advancements await us in the years to come.
Who knows?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future.
It's been a pleasure.
It's mind-boggling to think about how all these different advancements could converge and create a future that's almost beyond our imagination.
Absolutely.
But as we explore these possibilities, it's also important to consider the bigger picture too, right?
For sure.
It's not just about the wow factor of these technologies. It's about understanding their impact on society, the economy, our planet.
You got it.
For example, of quantum computing.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think about personalized medicine or superintelligent AI.
Right.
But how do we make sure those benefits are accessible to everyone?
That's such a crucial question.
Yeah.
We need to think about equitable access,
Okay.
education, workforce development,
Okay.
to make sure that everyone benefits from these advancements.
Everyone benefits. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And what about the potential downsides?
Oh, yeah, there are always downsides.
I mean, we talked about the cybersecurity risks with quantum computing.
Yeah.
But what else should we be thinking about?
Well, one big one is jobs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as automation gets more sophisticated,
Yeah.
there's a real potential for job displacement.
Yeah, of course.
We need to start planning now
Okay.
for how we'll adapt to a changing workforce
Okay.
and create new opportunities for people whose jobs might be affected.
It's a good reminder of the technological progress.
Right.
It isn't always a smooth ride.
Yeah.
We need to be mindful of those potential challenges
Absolutely.
and work to mitigate them as we move forward.
Definitely.
And it's not just about jobs either, right?
Yeah, it's not.
We also need to think about the ethical implications of these technologies.
Of course, ethics is huge.
Like with gene editing.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
The ability to manipulate our genes raises these fundamental questions.
It does.
About what it means to be human.
Absolutely.
It's like opening Pandora's box.
It is.
Once we have this power, where do we draw the line?
Exactly. Yeah. We need to have these open and honest conversations about the ethical boundaries of gene editing.
Of course.
You know, like what conditions should we consider treatable? Right. What about enhancements?
Right. Yeah.
These are really complicated questions.
They are.
There are no easy answers.
Yeah.
They require careful consideration from scientists, ethicists, policymakers, and society as a whole.
So it's clear that these technological advancements, they're not just about science.
Right.
They're about values.
Absolutely.
Ethics. Our vision for the future.
Our vision for the future. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's not just about what we create, but how we use it.
Right.
Like space exploration, for example.
Okay, yeah.
It's so exciting to think about a base on the moon.
Right.
Or humans on Mars.
It is exciting.
But we also need to be responsible stewards of those environments.
So it's not just about planting a flag.
No.
And claiming territory.
Not at all.
Yeah.
We need to think about the environmental impact, the potential for contamination, the long-term sustainability of our presence on these other celestial bodies.
It's a delicate balance.
It is.
That drive to explore versus the responsibility to protect.
It really is. And that applies to all these advancements.
Okay.
You know, we have to think about the unintended consequences.
Right.
The potential for misuse.
Yeah.
The long-term implications of the tech we're creating.
That's a lot to consider.
It is.
But it's essential if we want to create a future where these technologies benefit all of humanity.
I agree. And it's not just about preventing the negatives.
Okay.
But it's also about maximizing the positives.
Okay.
Think about space-based solar power.
Right.
It could provide clean energy to the whole planet.
That's incredible. A total game changer.
Yeah.
But are there any drawbacks to this seemingly perfect solution?
Well, the tech is still under development.
Okay.
And there are challenges.
Right.
Like the cost of launching and maintaining these massive solar arrays in space.
Yeah. What about the impact of beaming all that energy down to Earth?
Yeah.
Are there any environmental or safety concerns?
Those are really good questions.
Yeah.
And researchers are studying the potential impacts to make sure that this technology is safe and sustainable.
Okay, that makes sense.
But if we can overcome these challenges,
yeah,
space-based solar power could be a key solution to our energy needs.
It's fascinating to think about how something as simple as harnessing the sun's energy, I know, right?
Could have such a profound impact on our planet.
It's amazing. And, you know, it's not just about solving problems.
Right.
It's also about creating new possibilities.
Okay.
Like, think about self-repairing materials.
I'm still wrapping my head around that one.
It's pretty mind-blowing, isn't it?
It sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? But it's real.
It is real.
And it has the potential to completely change so many things.
Yeah.
From construction to electronics to medicine.
I can already imagine a future.
Me too.
Where cracked phone screens are a thing of the past.
Right. But it goes way beyond that.
Yeah.
Imagine buildings that can withstand earthquakes.
Wow.
Bridges that last for centuries.
Right.
Medical implants that seamlessly integrate with the body.
It's like we're entering this world where the lines between natural and artificial are getting blurred.
In a way, yeah.
That's amazing.
We're learning from nature.
Yeah.
And applying those principles to create these new materials and technologies.
Yeah. Things that can adapt, heal, and evolve.
It really is amazing to think about the potential for these advancements to improve our lives.
It is.
And create a more sustainable future.
Absolutely.
But, it's important to remember...
What's that?
That technology is just a tool.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to decide how we use it and what kind of future we want to create.
You said it perfectly.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? It's not just about those big headline-grabbing advancements.
Right.
Sometimes the most impactful innovations are the ones that are tackling these everyday challenges,
Yeah.
and improving quality of life for people all over the world.
You're right. We've been talking about these huge breakthroughs.
Yeah.
But what about the smaller advancements?
Right.
The ones happening every single day.
Yeah.
The ones that may not make the news.
Yeah.
But they're steadily making our lives better.
Exactly. Think about advances in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture.
Right.
Personalized education. They might not be as flashy as quantum computing or space travel.
Yeah.
But they have the potential to make a real difference for people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Progress doesn't always happen in these giant leaps.
No.
Sometimes it's the steady accumulation of small steps
that
lead to the most meaningful change.
Absolutely. And also, innovation isn't limited to scientists and engineers.
Oh, that's true.
Everyone has the capacity to be creative, to come up with solutions to the challenges that we all face.
So you're saying that even though we're not all rocket scientists, we can still play a role in shaping the future.
Absolutely. Whether it's coming up with a new business idea or finding a creative way to solve a problem in your community or just being open to new ideas.
Yeah.
We all have the power to contribute to making a better future.
That is empowering. To think that we're not just passive observers of the future, but active participants in its creation.
Yes, exactly. That's what makes this whole conversation so exciting.
I know.
It's we're not just predicting the future, we're creating it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the potential world of 2025 and beyond, what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from our conversation today?
Ooh, if I could leave you with just one thought, it would be this. Embrace your curiosity.
Okay.
Never stop asking questions, exploring new ideas.
Right.
Imagining what's possible.
It's good advice.
The future is full of potential.
It is.
And it's up to all of us to shape it, with our curiosity, our creativity, our determination to make the world a better place.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that's it for our deep dive into the future.
It went by fast.
It did. We covered a lot today.
We did so much.
From the mind-bending world of quantum computing to the possibilities of space exploration.
Amazing. Right.
We explored the potential of gene editing to cure diseases.
Yeah.
The promise of space-based solar power to power our planet.
So cool.
And the incredible possibilities of self-repairing materials.
Wow.
It's been a whirlwind tour of innovation and possibility.
It has.
And I really hope you've enjoyed the ride as much as we have.
Yeah, me too.
And remember, the future is not something to be feared.
No, not at all.
Or passively observed.
It's something to be shaped, to be created.
So stay curious.
Yes.
Keep exploring.
Absolutely.
Never stop imagining the possibilities.
The possibilities are endless.
Who knows what incredible discoveries and advancements await us in the years to come.
It's so exciting to think about.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future.
Thanks, everyone. It's been a pleasure.